Hi, this is Me and Guys podcast. Hope you like it. Kia ora, my name is Benson, and next to me is my mate Guy. Today we will be talking to you about sexism and the effect that it has on people through sport, jobs, and much more. We hope that we will keep you entertained and inspired to stop sexism. What do you think sexism is? Is it a thing that you would think that happens in your everyday life, or something that only happens occasionally? It is bad. Now here is Benson's speech to start us off. Is Google a female or a male? Female, because it doesn't let you finish its sentence without giving you a suggestion. This stuff shouldn't be said or heard. Today I will be talking to you about sexism and why it is bad and should be eradicated. I found this so-called joke on Google. How can this disgraceful stuff be said or heard? It is sexist and should be stopped. I hope that by the end of this speech I have persuaded you that sexism is unacceptable. Sexist discrimination based on a person's gender. Sexism can affect anyone, but systematically and primarily affects women and girls. It has been linked to stereotypes and gender roles that may include belief that one sex or gender is superior than the other. Extreme sexism may foster sexual harassment, rape, and other forms of sexual violence. Gender discrimination may encompass the gender indefinitely. Gender discrimination especially defined in terms of workplace bullying and equality, where people are really getting annoyed at men because they are getting higher pays and better roles in the workplace. This has to be stopped. So is being sexist worth it? If and when we stop sexism, the world will run much smoother and be much more peaceful. Everybody will be happier and no wars about sexism in the workplace, like the Microsoft payments with 30% more going to men in March this year. Women are trying to stop this, but they can't do it all on their own. Ongoing feelings of sadness, anger, depression, and being left out, headaches, increased heart rate, sweating, trembling, and muscle tension, constant fear of being verbally or physically attacked, not wanting to go to school, having little or no trust in anybody apart from family. All of this nonsense will be erased through stopping sexism and discrimination. When we think of sexism, it can be tempting to call it a thing of the past, a nasty, embarrassing cultural oversight found in the 1950s advertising, even in some of our favourite Disney cartoons. But like some political careers, sexism hasn't actually disappeared. It's just found new ways of bullying by the internet and or social media. So, tell me, is being sexist worth it? We need a world with no faults or spelling mistakes. It seems like we're relying on Google to fix our mistakes, but there is no Google in real life. We all need to stand up and stop discrimination. Billie Eilish once said, "This sexism is everywhere, bro, but I don't know if it's even not somewhere." There are millions of people trying to stop discrimination, but there are 7.57 billion people on Earth. We all need to lend a hand and help. Leave sexism and discrimination in us for good. So, is being sexist worth it? Please, be an upstander. Kia tua. Now, here's Guy's speech on sexism. Hopefully you like it. Sexism has never rendered women or men powerless. It has either suppressed their strength or exploited it. This is a powerful quote said by a woman called Bell Hooks. To me, this means that women have been taken advantage of throughout history and don't have much power or choice. As you may have figured out, I will be talking to you about sexism and the effect it has on people's lives, not just women, but men as well. We often hear about sexism from a woman's perspective, but it's also relevant to men as well. For example, how many men do you know that play netball or do ballet? We shouldn't discriminate against them. I'm here to talk to you about why we need to stop discrimination and stand up for what is right. The earliest record of women playing rugby occurred at Porteria Royal School in Ireland, when Emily Valentine's brother formed the school first rugby team in 1884, of which she was a member and played her first game and scored a try. These are some examples of women striving for greatness. Did you know women were refused credit cards without husbands' approval until 1974? These are only of the few terrible things that are going on around the world. And with your help, we can stop it. An example of people making a change for women in our country was a group of women led by Kate Shepherd. This meant we were the first country in the world where women could vote. New Zealand is lucky enough to have women to be able to vote for 100 years. However, other countries like Saudi Arabia, they aren't allowed to vote, even drive. Also, how lots of women don't get the same pay as men when they are doing the exact same thing. Countries have moved faster than others in addressing the problem. Since President John F. Kennedy signed the Equal Pay Act of 1963, it has been illegal in the United States to pay men and women working in the same place different salaries for similar work, and I think that every other country should do the same. Sexism can begin at an early age, like when kids go to preschool. There are always boy colours, girl colours, and boy toys. Also, like kids listening to movies and news. By being a bystander, you would laugh at a sexist joke that your friend has said, or if you see someone getting bullied because of their gender, you wouldn't do anything to stop it or to help the person who's getting bullied. By being an upstander, you would stop people being a bully if you saw it happen, and you wouldn't laugh at a sexist joke either, because that is the exact same thing as agreeing with it. My sister plays rugby and she is in an all-girls team. Whenever she and her team walks onto the field, the other team of boys judges them because of their gender, but they always prove them wrong. In conclusion, I think sexism is a growing problem and that we should all stop it as soon as possible because people are committing suicide. And we should stop it because how would you like if you got discriminated against every single day of your life? Because of your gender. With your help, we can stop discrimination. Wow. There you have it. Those are our speeches. Hopefully you liked them, and we're persuaded to never be sexist again, and battle it for life. Now we're going to move on to the interviews with Lara and Alice. Alice plays in under 10s and she is a girl. Same with Lara, but she plays in under 8s. Hi Alice, I know that as your brother, I know that you play a lot of male-dominated sports. What do you feel about that, and does it affect Does it affect the way you play the game?
Not at all, but I get discriminated a lot. Like at this river tournament, like a couple of weeks ago, for school, you had to have 3 girls on, and this one guy from another school said, "Hey, you don't have 3 girls on," and everybody kept saying, "Yes, we do." And he said, "No, you're a boy." He kept saying that until Steve came up.
He said that. What? Is that seriously the only difference?
Yeah.
Okay then. Is there 1,202 adult women registered in New Zealand who play rugby? It's definitely one of the most male-dominated. It is definitely one of the most male-dominated sports in New Zealand. Have you experienced sexism, and how did it happen? Was there any other instances? Okay. Well, I've seen a lot more. There you have it, folks. She can't remember, but I can definitely think of a few more. One of them was which, hey, all the boys were starting pulling her hair when she had long hair because she was much better than them. No offense to those boys, but yeah, they couldn't take it. Does being discriminated happen often in the game? in the games that you play?
Last year, I got swear there and got on like you've seen. Yeah.
What do you feel about the people that did that to you? Do you think I hate you, or do you think anything else? What was that?
You should stop.
What do you feel about it, and how can our listeners stop sexism around sport and in life?
Stand up for the people that are getting discriminated.
How can you stand up?
Saying, hey, it's not right.
Why do you think it's not right?
Because it's just what we play and we want to play.
Sounds good. I reckon that's a fair statement. Now we're going to move on to Lara's, and we might be back at Alice's. Here you go. Now, Guy asking the questions.
Hi Lara. Hi Lara. I know that as your brother, I know that you play a lot of male-dominated sports as well. How do you feel about that, and does it affect the way you play?
Sometimes it does because you feel a bit embarrassed that you're out in the field and people are discriminating you.
As there are 1,202 adult women are registered in New Zealand who play rugby, it is definitely one of the most male-dominated sports in New Zealand. Have you ever experienced sexism, and how did it happen?
Yeah, I did. So one day we were out playing and these boys started going because we walked on the field and we were like having this team.
Does it happen often in the game?
Sometimes it happens.
What do you feel about it, and how can you stop sexism around sport and life?
Well, I think you could just stop sort of judging people and just get on with the game.
Thank you, Lara.
There you go, folks. That's our podcast. Hopefully you liked it. Please, stand up for everybody else you feel that is getting discriminated against.
Thank you for listening.